Here we are, clan the isms, cataclysm, great. Our people out here struggling, trying to make it in this state. Everybody out here doing it, but we the ones who late. Now family, we the ones who gotta delegate. Get that money in the power, never be fake. Stick to cosign for 3. What did he say? Create jobs, support our own. Educate the same and buy back your home. Got 3 degrees, triple 10. 3 PhDs, now we on the CNN. DBTV, let's talk about negligence. Ignorance is bliss, but we can turn it to intelligence. Believe none of what you hear, half of what you see. Let's break it down here on Dr. Boyce TV. Here we are, clan.
Hey, what's going on, guys? I hope you guys are having a good day. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins, and welcome to the Black Financial Channel. If you want to learn about financial news and commentary from a black perspective, come hang out with us at theblackfinancialchannel.com. This is where we talk about all kinds of financial topics in a black way. What's going on, everybody? I want to say hi to my friends on Instagram. My Instagram is The Real Boyce Watkins, and I just got back from a trip to Kentucky, and I went down there to see my family and to see some friends, and I'm gonna tell you what, it felt good because I got friends that are hugging now, you know, and it was nice to get a hug from another human being without worrying that they might have the cooties or something, you know. And I know it's not something that's always popular for everybody. I know that fear has become very popular, and I know it's popular for people to sit and hide under their bed and wait for white people to tell you that it's okay to go outside. But I'm not that guy. I get my own information. I look up the data. I'm smart enough to process it myself. And one of the things that I did see was that there were studies. I don't know if you guys know this, but there were studies saying that as many as 20 or 25% of all of New York has already had the virus anyway, and had it and didn't even know they had it. Just had it and were fine. And also they said that the death rate, I think they said the infection death rate was less than 1%, like maybe 0.7%. So that means if you catch it, your chances of dying are about 1 in 160 or something like that. So out of 160 people that get infected, 1 of them will die. Chances are that person's going to be over the age of 70. So I personally think that it's real. Don't get me wrong, it's real, but it ain't gonna stop me from living. So, you know, because I'm not gonna go the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years without seeing my parents. That, you know, when your parents done grew old and died because you've been scared to see them the whole time, ain't been able to see their grandkids. I'm sorry, forgive me for saying that, but I think it's a bunch of BS, man. I'm not interested in any of that. Anyway, one of the things I want to talk about real quick today that I thought was really interesting was I read that Dr. Dre is getting a divorce. Dr. Dre is getting a divorce. He has a wife named Nicole, and I can't tell if Nicole's white or not. I don't know. Maybe you guys can tell me in the chat if you know if his wife is white or black, or maybe she's something else. And so anyway, Delwitt says. Delvelt says, why are you judgmental and condescending about people who are afraid? No, I'm not condescending. It's more like you're not going to make me afraid. How about that? I'm not afraid of your fear. So it's more like live and let live. I mean, if you want to be afraid, be afraid. But I'm not going to be afraid. You know, I'm a black man. There's a lot of ways I could die. But anyway, Dr. Dre's wife is looks like, I can't tell if she's black, white, or whatever. Is she Hispanic? Is that what it is? Okay. So anyway, Nicole Young, she's filing for divorce, and they've been married for about 24 years. And it's really interesting because Dr. Dre is worth about $800 million, and he has no prenup at all. And so, you know, it's really interesting. If you want my quick thoughts on this, because I've been following Dr. Dre, you know, since Dr. Dre became Dr. Dre. And a few things that come to my mind when I think about Dre in terms of just all of that and things that I noticed just as a financial guy. You know, I spent time in the car with Alicia. I happen to be marrying a woman who's a relationship therapist, or she's just a therapist, period. And she's a relationship therapist as well. But anyway, we were talking about things like money and relationships last night, and she was actually going through this training that she has from this company called Gottman, the Gottman Institute. And going through basically like the different money personalities and how to sort of blend money and relationships. And that's really a real interesting thing because actually I didn't know this, but money, well, some of it I knew, some of it I didn't know. I knew money was the number one reason for divorce, but I did not know money was also the number one reason for domestic violence. That, you know, when people get their ass kicked in a relationship, it's usually over money. And it's not always the woman getting her ass kicked. A lot of times, sometimes it's the man, you know, because he done messed up the money, done did something crazy with the money. I wrote a book a few years ago, 14 years ago, called Financial Lovemaking. And I remember when I did research for that book, I was stunned by how pissed off and offended women get if you mess up the money, like how important that financial security can be. And so Alicia went through and was telling me about the different money personalities, and I was analyzing that, and so it was like the best of both worlds. She's into the relationship stuff, whereas I'm into the financial stuff and the financial psychology. So we were kind of blending theories. It was really actually a fun conversation. And so anyway, so here's the point. This is why Dr. Dre comes up. If you go into relationships and you're not thinking about money, and how money is going to kind of play out, I really think that you're making a huge mistake. I think a lot of people will think about, a lot of men will spend more time thinking about the size of her ass than they spend thinking about what's going on financially, what her spending habits are, what can happen to their money in case something goes wrong. Or women might get caught up in something else. Maybe it's something about the sex, or how cute he is, or how smooth he is, or how nice he is. And I think those things are important, but I really think that not really sort of thinking about that financial side is critical. Now, how they engage financially, Dre and his wife, I have no idea. I don't know these two people. But one of the things I can say is that I'm really sort of really wondering, what the logic might have been to not sign a prenup, right? Because it wasn't as if in 1996, if you recall, if you follow the career of Dr. Dre, 96 was like right when he was in the height of Death Row, Tupac, like the kings of hip hop. Remember, Death Row Records was one of the great wealth building opportunities that black people lost. Death Row was the Black Wall Street that black people burned down. Death Row could have been Black Wall Street. They could have been a multi-billion-dollar company, but because there was no sort of interest or understanding in what it really means to do business in a proper way that's going to keep your company functional and build a real legacy, it all just kind of burned down to the ground. And white folks got all that money. I think right now, in fact, I think the rights to all the music at Death Row, they belong to Hasbro, the same company that makes makes Mr. Potato Head. And so white folks got that, right? White folks got that. So sometimes you attribute white people taking your wealth to white people just being evil and kicking you in the ass and just taking what you got. But sometimes white people get the wealth because black people hand it to them. A lot of wealth, trillions in wealth that white people get from black people is because black people have handed them that wealth. Really, seriously. Hip-hop, when hip-hop was created in the South Bronx, we were on top of that. White people weren't even paying attention to it. We were the ones who controlled that. We were running, all the parties, and DJ Kool Herc and Grandmaster Flash in the South Bronx. Like, we had all of that. But nobody was thinking about that. Nobody was thinking about the business because being a businessman or thinking about business wasn't as cool as knowing how to break dance. Looking for the power was not as interesting as looking for the party. I interviewed some guys who were there in the 1970s when hip hop first emerged, when the rest of the world hadn't even seen what was going on in New York City. And I said, did you guys think about, getting licenses and patents and, distribution or whatever? He said, Doc, we wasn't even thinking about business. We were just looking to have a good time. And that's the problem. That's the one thing you got to think about as black people. I see a lot of videos on YouTube. How many of you, give me a yes or no if you've seen this. You see a lot of videos on YouTube of black people dancing and singing. We love to dance and sing. We love to have a party. And I'm not saying that that's not important, but I think we need to have more people that are actually thinking strategically, more people that are actually trying to do business, more people that are making economic plans. You can't build wealth without a plan. You can't build power without a plan. You can't win a battle without a battle plan. You can't win a fucking football game without a plan, right? So if you don't plan, then you won't win. So how many of y'all got a plan? Give me a yes in the chat if you have a plan. If you have a plan, say I have a plan. If you don't have a plan, then don't say anything. You'll probably be quiet, and that's okay. But if you don't have a plan, get you a plan. So because white folks got a plan for you. They got a plan for themselves, and then they got a plan for you. And their plan for themselves includes you. That's why they love you so much. They want you around because they're like, okay, I'm going to be the king of everything, and black people are part of my plan. They're part of my master plan because in order for me to control the chessboard, I must move around the chess pieces. So you are a chess piece on his board. Seriously. So if you don't have a plan for yourself, he will have a plan for you. If you do not have a plan for your son, their plan for your son is prison or death or working for a white man for the rest of his life. Right? That they have a plan for you. So anyway, moving on. Hit the thumbs up button, by the way. If you haven't hit the thumbs up button, please hit the thumbs up button. Now, somebody asked me, do I have a prenup with Alicia? Yes, yes, we do. And the funny thing is that when you get grown, you don't really care. You don't get caught up in this silly stuff like, oh, if we get a prenup, that means you don't love me. Oh, if we get a prenup, that means that this isn't a real relationship. That means you're planning for a divorce. When you're grown, you're like, yeah, let's get a prenup because I got my shit, you got your shit. She's a professional, I'm a professional. I'm gonna just tell you this too. For anybody, if you ever get some stuff, some like money, wealth, or whatever, you're usually better off aligning yourself with somebody that's got a little something that they're trying to protect, because they're less likely to prey on you, because they're too busy trying to keep you from preying on them. Like they're too busy trying to avoid you attacking them for them to spend any time trying to attack you, right? But if you get with somebody that ain't got nothing going on and you are their key to wealth, like you are their wealth plan, then don't think that you're going to be able to easily get out of that relationship. Like getting out of that relationship would be like trying to escape from Alcatraz. And believe me, they will come after you. They will chase you down like an angry baby's mama who shows up to the club in bunny slippers mad because you didn't pay the child support. Like they will chase you. And I'm not talking about just women. I'm talking about men too. I've seen men chase down women for money. Like go look at the divorces of Jill Scott and Sherry Shepherd and a couple others. Mary J. Blige, I think she had like people. That's just what it is, right? So basically, here's the deal with Dr. Dre. What I don't understand is I don't understand not having a prenup. Prenups are not some sort of prediction that your marriage is not going to last. Prenups are just a type of insurance to ensure that if things don't work out, you have an orderly parting of ways. You have an orderly departure. There is a documentary that's, I think it might be on Netflix, called Divorce Corp. Divorce Corp, that's made by Dr. Drew. And what Dr. Drew says is that there is a $10 billion industry, based on people making money from failed marriages. Lawyers, courts, judges, all these people live off of your mistakes. They make money from your failures. When you come up short, they come up long. When you thinking small, they're thinking big, right? Same thing is true for estate planning also. When you don't plan for your death by not having a will, when you don't plan by not having insurance, when you don't plan by not making some sort of plan for your orderly departure into the afterlife, there are entire law firms that literally live off of the money they make from people not planning for their death. Like they just, that's how they make their money. If people suddenly started planning for their death and just having a will and having some life insurance and whatever, like a lot of these firms would go out of business. So just know that it's okay for you to do what you want to do, but just know that there will be consequences and for these choices. Give me 1 second, guys. Hit the thumbs up button while I shut this door. And also, if you want to follow me on Instagram, I'm at the Real Boyce Watkins. Give me one. Let me shut this door real quick. All right, I'm back, guys. I had a little noise in the background. So with Dr. Dre, I wish him the best. He's gonna definitely take it to the cleaners. And I think also what's interesting too is I remember my one little bone to pick with Dr. Dre was when he gave all that money to USC. I don't know if you guys remember that, but he gave a ton of money to USC, and I was actually very disappointed in that because USC does not like black people. As an institution, USC does not like black people. They tend to only admit black male students, especially when they're 6'8", 240 pounds, or they can dunk a basketball. They have harassed their black students. They don't need the money. Their endowment is bigger than all the endowments of every HBCU in America combined. And you did not become Dr. Dre because the people at USC helped you out. They never would have helped you out. They never would have done anything for you. You made your money because of Compton. You made your money not because white people helped you out. You made your money from black people. White people didn't want anything to do with you until you became famous and rich, and then suddenly the rules changed for you because they can make money from you. So I was very disappointed in that. I felt that that not just Dre but a lot of celebrities are not doing what I think they could do in terms of really connecting from an investment standpoint with the black community. Not on no charity type thing, but just on an investment type thing. But beyond that, though, I think that this divorce is going to be really costly for him, and how he feels about it, maybe he doesn't care. One of the interesting things about Dre, too, is I remember hearing a story about how Suge Knight, you know, and that poor guy, he blew a lot of opportunities, Suge Knight did. Suge Knight, you know, was kind of a bully, kind of a gangster. You know, he wants to keep it gangster, keep it real and all that. And so he goes over to Dr. Dre's house with a gun, apparently, and his boys, and takes Dre's masters. Right? He takes all the masters. And Dre just kind of did the wise thing, I thought, which was to just let it go. Like, he wasn't going to get into no crazy stuff with Suge Knight and where people getting shot and all that. And his plan was to just let it all go, let go of the money, and just go rebuild. And he did. He rebuilt with Aftermath. He rebuilt Beats by Dre, all of that. And he did fine. But it makes me wonder what Dre's position is on money. Maybe he's a person where money really isn't that important to him. You know, but the thing is, even if money's not important to you, money is still important, right? Just because money's not important to you, that does not mean money's not important. And also, just speaking of Beats by Dre headphones, I got invited to the Air Jordan party. I went to a Jordan party during All-Star Weekend, and I sat down to eat some food, and I happened to sit next to a white guy, and you could tell he had accomplished something special because he's had this confidence about him. Like, I know I'm the shit. I know that I'm special. And I just started talking to him, and I don't tell anybody what I do. I'd rather not even get into that. So I just asked him. I said, "So what do you do?" And he said that he said, "I was one of the creators of the Beats by Dre headphones." And I said, "You know what?" I said, "I have to give you guys credit. You guys did an amazing job with your branding." And what I did not say to him, though, and he said thank you and all that, and we had a little chat or whatever. But the funny thing is that what I did not say to him is that I was actually kind of intrigued by how they really manipulated the public, you know, into believing that these headphones were of this tremendously superior quality by basically showing you a bunch of images with a bunch of celebrities wearing these headphones. Like, they did basically what they call that brand association. So basically all they did was they were like, let's put the headphones on Lil Wayne. Let's put the headphones on LeBron. Let's put the headphones on this person, on that person, right? And then people, because they want that cool factor, because the cool factor is so important for people, especially our people, but it's important for a lot of people. A lot of people just assume Beats by Dre headphones were of superior quality, right? And they could have done that with almost anything. And so I'm not gonna say Beats by Dre are trash. Somebody says I've tried them, but I don't remember enough to know. I know I don't buy them. I don't feel like the price is worth it, and it's not my type of thing. But I just find it really fascinating how that works. And so the point is that they are constantly playing a game with you, right? And so if you're not a person that's interested in being intelligent, that's why I would love to talk to intelligent black people. People who are not intelligent, I don't really know what to do for them. If you're not being intelligent, if you're not woke, kind of looking around being financially woke and woke in every single way of your life, then people will use you. People will fool you. People will manipulate you. So that's my 2 cents on it. I'm going to get on out of here. I'll be on the Black Financial Channel later. This video will appear on theblackfinancialchannel.com. So make sure you subscribe. This is where there's no other place like it. We cover financial topics every day from a black perspective. And later on today, I'm going to do a breakdown of what's going on in the stock market. Yesterday was another good day in the stock market, and so there'll be and I think today's actually going to be a solid day too. So take care, guys. Have a good day. Do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram at @TheRealBoyceWatkins, or you can also follow the Black Financial Channel on Instagram. Last but not least, if you want to learn about stock options and how stock options work and how they can help your portfolio, I am doing another masterclass on July 8th. It starts July 8th, so you can go to drboycemasterclass.com. That's drboycemasterclass.com. So I'm out of here, guys. Have a good day. See you soon. Peace.
Here we are, clan the isms, cataclysm great. Our people out here struggling, trying to make it in this state. Everybody out here doing it, but we the ones who late. Now family, we the ones who gotta delegate. Get that money in the power, never be fake. Stick to cosign for 3. What did he say? Create jobs, support our own. Educate the same and buy back your home. Got 3 degrees, Triple 10, 3 PhDs, now we on the CNN. DBTV, let's talk about negligence. Ignorance is bliss, but we can turn it to intelligence. Believe none of what you hear, half of what you see. Let's break it down here on Dr. Boy's TV. Here we are.